for what Trump might do during the election,
urgent,
which is not constitutional.
From the left side of the aisle. And then you had Iran, you've had a lot of other things come up that were also very urgent. You've got war powers resolutions on the president. And, you know, where would you put the American people on this idea of he's already impeached? That's forever.
That's forever, right?
Removing him now through a Senate trial. Where would you put people's palate for that?
It depends what people we're talking about. There's a huge appetite, obviously, in the Democratic base for that. In the Republican base, almost equally on the other side, that they do not want him to be removed from office. But it's independents that are going to decide the 2020 election here. And when you look at them, the tide is shifting against impeaching and removing the president from office there. Democrats are paying attention to that. I think we saw Nancy Pelosi feeling a little bit of pressure here to make sure that we do get to the trial point. The caucus was split on whether the strategy was a good one or not to wait those couple of weeks there. But to the fairness point, I would remind everybody that the rules that the Judiciary and the Intelligence Committee went by are the same ones that they did during Bill Clinton's impeachment in 1999, and that we did hear from witnesses as well when we got to the Senate portion of this. And I'm very glad that people like Lamar Alexander and Susan Collins and Murkowski are saying that we need to have a fair trial, because Mitch McConnell has been on national television saying, I am not impartial, I am not fair, and I'm coordinating with the White House.
We don't think anyone in this is fair. I mean, everybody, let's be honest, they're all partisan. They're all on the side of their team. They all know what they want. But hang on. But no, because they're all coordinating with their team. We know it. We'll be honest, it's totally political on both sides. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What I think is interesting is I can't decide what each side really wants. Because the first witness I would think the Democrats would want would be John Bolton.
Yeah.
And the first witness that the Republicans would want would be Hunter Biden. So if you let everybody call their witnesses, I mean, that's going to be quite a television show. It's all or nothing. You can't say you can call witnesses, but you can't. So I don't know. I mean, no one knows what's going to happen. It could blow up in either side's face if you call witnesses.
What, Brian, do you think has gone on in this nearly month-long delay? You know, John Bolton, former national security advisor, comes forward, says, if you subpoena me, I'll testify. So I don't know. That's new, and maybe it's a little bit of a victory for Democrats in the sense that now they don't have to go after him. And I was reading that she could, the Speaker of the House, still subpoena him at this point.
Right. Good luck with that. We are so done with the Ukraine as a country. I think we talk about what's good for Democrats, what's good for Republicans. You know what's good for the country? To turn the page. Like you mentioned, you could say Bill Clinton's impeached for life. You could say Donald Trump's impeached for life. I don't think of Bill Clinton. I don't think of impeachment. You know, I really don't.
I bet he does.
No, I don't think.
Which is why he gave advice to the president.
But he had 65% approval rating by the time he was done, and he was already reelected twice.
We're not pretending that it's a good thing that Donald Trump got impeached. That he's sitting around happy that he's in an elite club of three.
But I would say this. There's two things that are different. John Bolton could testify, and all I could say to Democrats, and I don't have this firsthand, I have it secondhand, don't wish for it too much, because he has a super PAC and he's got a book. Do you think that he has any future in blowing up this president when Donald Trump's the most powerful Republican figure in the country? He could point out disagreements, but he doesn't see eye to eye with any Democrat on this planet. Why would he go become state's witness? And become
because of the Constitution. Because he said, I don't want to be part of any drug deal that you're carrying on.
He might not have a problem. He might not have a problem with the policy.
Let me quote Andy McCarthy. Just like in a criminal trial, you never know what a witness is going to say until they get up on the stand. And if you think they do, it could come back. This is my paraphrasing. It could come back to bite you in the ass.
Bolton's not a civilian, though. Bolton's been through this ringer so many times before. Lev Parnas is the only thing.
All right,
no, but I'm talking about
Lev Parnas is the person working with Rudy Giuliani, and he's the Russian who is a Ukrainian expert whose paperwork is now out in circulation. I have no idea what wild card he's putting out in this, but Rudy Giuliani and he have gotten together, and Rudy Giuliani's been a wild card this.
But this could come the way that
something that Melissa said, though. Excuse me 1 second, because you were talking about how political this is. So I'm looking at the possible Democratic House impeachment manager.